Princess Rose.
Once upon a time, there was a king and queen who had 3 daughters. The youngest, named Rosette, was said to be so beautiful that even the sun and moon marveled at her beauty. Her 2 older sisters, though beautiful as well, grew envious of the attention Rosette received. One day, a neighboring king sent a message seeking a bride for his son, the prince, who desired a beautiful and noble princess. When the prince saw a portrait of Rosette, he declared he would marry no one else. The king and queen were overjoyed by the offer, and plans were made for Rosette to travel to the neighboring kingdom. Rosette's 2 older sisters, however, were consumed by jealousy. They couldn't bear the idea of Rosette becoming queen before them. Secretly, they devised a cruel plan. They would join Rosette on her journey and try to ruin her chance of marriage to the prince. The 3 sisters set out on their journey, and while they traveled, the elder sisters continued to scheme. Along the way, they took every opportunity to insult and mistreat Rosette. But Rosette's kind heart made her ignore their harshness. On the way to the prince's kingdom, the sisters found a small house, and, pretending to be tired, they convinced Rosette to rest there. While she slept, they covered her in soot and dirt, dressed her in rags, and stole her fine clothes. When Rosette awoke and found herself in this state, she was horrified. She tried to protest, but her sisters told her she looked beautiful as she was, and insisted that the prince would still love her. Despite her appearance, Rosette continued on, hopeful the prince would see her true self. However, the sisters laughed among themselves, certain the prince would reject her. When they arrived, the prince went to greet his future bride. However, he was shocked to see Rosette in such a disheveled state. Just as the prince was about to turn away in disappointment, a kind fairy appeared, understanding the true nature of Rosette's heart and the deceit of her sisters. She waved her wand, instantly transforming Rosette back into her radiant self, dressed in the finest royal garments. The prince was amazed by her beauty and kindness, and immediately fell in love with her all over again. He thanked the fairy and invited Rosette to the palace, where they celebrated with a grand feast. The king and queen of the neighboring kingdom learned of the sisters' treachery. For their cruelty, they were banished from the kingdom, stripped of their royal privileges, and sent away in shame. They left, humiliated, and learned the hard way that jealousy and cruelty would bring only sorrow. Rosette and the prince were married in a grand ceremony, and their kingdom rejoiced. The kind fairy blessed their union, ensuring happiness and prosperity in their lives. Rosette became a beloved queen, known for her gentle spirit and wisdom. She ruled with kindness, and her story spread far and wide as a tale of love, forgiveness, and the victory of true beauty and virtue. And so, Rosette and her prince lived happily ever after, a symbol of grace and resilience for all time.